So a little bit of a channel update before we get into the topic of today's video. I go into my software and I have everything set up because I want to capture footage for today's video, but it doesn't want to work. So I contact the people, they send me an updated version, and the capture mode still doesn't want to work. It's black, it's completely black screen, the preview screen, and I can't capture anything. So if I can, unless I can fix some things, I'm going to try some certain things with my computer. This might be one of my last videos. Now, ODST is finished. All I have to do is render all the different parts. But once ODST is finished, and obviously this video you're watching now because it's previously captured gameplay, these might be some of my last videos until I can get a new device like Elgato. And the new Roxio seems to be highly popular as well. So until I can get a new device to capture that comes with new software, these might be some of my last videos. But let's get into the topic of today's video. So I mentioned in one of my ODST parts that I was going to make a fully dedicated video to this, but in 2010, before Halo Reach came out, there was a report that came out, and I'm going to link the article in the description as well, that Bungie was considering making Halo 4. Now I'm going to read this article a little bit, and I'll link it in the description so you can see it. But according to Bungie community director at the time, Brian Gerard, they plan to make Halo 4 instead. Even before the idea to build a game based around Reach came about, a lot of other concepts were explored, including a proper Halo 4, where Master Chief was going to wake up from cryosleep and we were going to tell that story, Gerard said to MTV Multiplayer. Okay, so that leads me to wonder, what would a Bungie Halo 4 have been like? Now, I'm not going to try to rehash my Does Halo 4 Sucks video, but I'm going to retouch on probably a lot of points there. And when I made that video, a lot of people then messaged me, well, I enjoyed Reach, actually. I enjoyed Reach. And, okay, I get you. But whether you enjoyed Reach or not, you can play Reach and play Halo 3 and tell that they're Bungie Halos. And Bungie had to make a completely different engine, I believe, to accommodate the idea of armor abilities and other gameplay changes in Halo Reach. But it's definitely a way different engine than Halo 3 had. And then when Frank O'Connor was commenting on Halo 4, when Halo 4 was in development still, he said Halo 4 is going to use a modified Halo Reach engine. And then a few months later, or like a few weeks later, it turned out to be Halo 4 is going to use a heavily modified Reach engine because fans were worried that it was going to be a Reach 2. I don't know if Halo 4 is a Reach 2, but it definitely feels akin to Halo Reach. Maybe what Halo Reach should have been, you know? It feels like that. I personally, you know what? Maybe I shouldn't have said in my Does Halo 4 Suck video that Reach was the worst Halo game, because I enjoyed Reach at certain moments, but it's considered to be one of the worst Halo games, if not the worst. And I do think Halo 4 is better, but I still prefer the Halo 3 gameplay better. I still prefer Halo 3's gameplay. And obviously Halo 2 and Halo 3 were different, but they were heavily similar. It was a steady progression that Halo 3 made from Halo 2. They were heavily similar games. And I just prefer that style of gameplay better. And that's me personally. And I know I said I wanted my cake and I want to eat it too. I want innovation, and I was so gung-ho about it before Halo 4 came out. Oh, this is 343's Halo. Let them make changes. But now after playing it, and now after the dust has settled, I realize that I enjoy Halo 3's gameplay more. Now, story-wise, I love where 343 went with the story. They went into the backstory more than any other Halo game in history. More than any other Halo game in history, they went into the backstory of Halo and the Halo universe, and they did a great job of introducing the Forerunners and Prometheans, or Forerunners into actual game story, and that was amazing. And so, story-wise, I enjoy it, but it's just the gameplay that I'm frustrated with. What would a Bungie Halo 4 be like? And now, I'm also going to touch on Bungie's Halo 4 story. What would the story have been exactly the same if Bungie were to make Halo 4? Would the planet have exactly been called Requiem? Would we have been introduced to the Didact? And keep in mind, 343 has okayed a lot of the fiction that has come out that remember when Frank O'Connor has said, oh, these books are going to tell you a little bit about Halo 4 and lead into Halo 4. If 343 would have never have been formed or never had done that, and Bungie were to have made Halo 4, would the planet have been called Requiem? Would we have been introduced to the Didact? Obviously, the Didact has been in Halo fiction for a while now. But would we have been introduced to the Didact in the same way that 343's Halo 4 introduced us to the Didact? I don't know. All these different nuances that I'm thinking about. And obviously things would look different because it's a different studio making them. So maybe if we... let's just pretend that we would have been introduced to the Didact and the Librarian in Bungie's Halo 4 if they would have made it. Little difference. I think there would have been little differences because artistically you're always going to have differences when different people are making things. But I don't know. I would have been interested. And I'm highly, and it's never going to happen, obviously, and it never will happen. It's never going to happen. But I would have been interested to have seen Bungie's Halo 4, story-wise and gameplay-wise, and I don't know. A lot of fans bring up the COD factor. A lot of people who are not discontent with Halo, but content with Halo, they bring up the COD factor. Oh, you don't want the same thing over and over again. Then Halo would truly become COD. But people forget that when Halo 3 came out, fanboys were completely mad. Completely whacked out of their minds because Bungie added in equipment. At least from the forums and websites that I read, fans were completely mad that Bungie added equipment and added certain other aspects. I forget which exactly ones now, but I remember seeing a lot of angry fanboys. But now I think a lot of people would say that they would prefer, maybe not a lot of people, but I don't know. I can't gauge how many people would say, but I think quite a fair amount of people would say that they prefer Halo 3's gameplay to Halo 4 and obviously Halo Reach. And now I'm going to make an analogy here. My second favorite franchise ever in video gaming, and I know that's sort of a weird thing to say, but Mortal Kombat. So in 2002, when Mortal Kombat 5 comes out, Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance comes out, they add this new feature where each of the fighters have multiple fighting styles, and the arena is 3D, so you can walk around the arena. You're no longer on a 2D plane, as in Mortal Kombat 4 and prior Mortal Kombats. So you can walk around on a 3D plane, walk around the arena, and you have multiple fighting styles. And it's like that for Deception and Armageddon, although Armageddon limited, I believe, to 2 fighting styles. I believe, one a weapon fighting style and one a regular. But in Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance, they had 3 fighting styles apiece, 2 fist fighting styles and then 1 weapon fighting style. And fans were sort of mad at that, and it sort of felt like Mortal Kombat was getting stale because they were releasing a Mortal Kombat game seemingly every year. And it sort of seemed like Mortal Kombat was growing stale at that point. And so I'm not even going to count MK vs. DC as the first next-gen Mortal Kombat. When Mortal Kombat 2011 comes out, they go back to Mortal Kombat's roots, fighting on a 2D plane, and one fighting style per person, and it's amazing. It's considered one of the best fighting games in the last few years. And it was on the MLG circuit. I don't know if it's still on the MLG circuit, but it was on the MLG circuit, and people were having fun. I had fun with it, but I sold it because I wanted to start doing this, and I needed more money to buy newer games. But I enjoyed the hell out of that game, Mortal Kombat 2011. So my whole point is, could the Halo series, ever go back to its roots? Maybe go back to the prior engines, maybe a Halo 3 engine, and add subtle changes to gameplay to try and make it seem fresh? Or would that be too much like COD, keeping it the same? Could Halo go back to its roots and be successful? Completely abandon armor abilities and some other subtle game changes that Halo 4 has included, and Halo Reach included from Halo to make itself different from Halo 3. I would like to say they could, but now that they completely story-wise changed Master Chief's armor and everything like that, I don't know. I don't know. I would say probably not. I don't think the Halo series could go back to its roots. And then again, it would abandon a lot of fans, but then again, who knows? Maybe it would gain back all the old Halo fans that left. Because I see, maybe it's just me, but I see Halo 4's population online dwindling, and it seems like a lot of people are growing discontent with it. Well, that's it.